men did. Okay? Now, when a man gets some attention from a woman, we geeks.
Yes.
Because that don't happen to us all the time.
Except
except Rip.
You know?
Like Rip said, everybody subscribe on YouTube. U and U Radio. That's the letter U, the and sign, the letter U, radio.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, son, let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
This Warriors team has lost one game all playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
You think they're going to lose 4 in a row?
Why can't it happen?
Now,
Now
listen.
listen. If you think about this, right? The last 2 times that the Warriors had a chance to make history against Cavs, they lost. They had a chance to make history against the Cavs
What
last
2 times?
year.
Okay.
Last year they had a chance to make history. They'd have
You
been
talking about
the
going
best
back-to-back?
regular season team.
Okay.
And that won a championship.
Okay.
Now it don't even matter that they was best regular season team because the Bulls won a championship.
You mean the Cavs?
This year, no, the Bulls won it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
When they was
You're right.
best
I'm sorry.
regular
Go
season.
ahead.
Now this year they could have swept the postseason and made history. They could have been the best playoff team ever. They lost.
Mm-hmm.
They can't make history against the Warriors. I mean, against the Cavs.
Okay.
I feel like by
Cavs can
LeBron
make
being the
history,
best,
though.
yes, by LeBron being the best player on the floor by far, which makes me think that they can come back.
Now, I would say this, and I say this all the time. I think sometimes too much winning comes back to haunt you.
Explain that, John. What you mean?
New England Patriots,
They have 5 Super Bowls.
Miami Dolphins.
You talking about that season they won 16 and
They was
and
undefeated.
won?
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Oh,
I'm
okay,
saying
all right.
sometimes you're going to lose. When is it going to happen?
But
You know what I'm
I see
saying?
what you're saying now. Yeah.
Sometimes too
Them
much
going
winning.
15-0. They gotta
Yeah.
lose at some point.
Yeah, you
now.
gotta
They're
lose
gonna.
something.
I mean, I didn't think. Well, I ain't gonna say that. For a minute, I thought Cavs was gonna get swept. But when Cavs did win, I said too much winning. Too much winning. It's like it's hard to win. They hadn't lost a game since February. Whew.
That's a long time.
Warriors hadn't lost a game since
This
February.
is June.
That's crazy. February?
It's something crazy like that. Maybe
That's
March.
cra-
It's
That's
been months
crazy.
since they lost.
Yeah,
the
we
game.
gotta see what that one is. That's
I mean, the
crazy.
playoffs started late April, and
True.
you know they just
They
now
haven't
lost the
since
game.
April. Yeah.
They haven't lost. I mean, they were on a run before the playoffs, and then they just. I mean, granted, injuries plagued the West big time.
Yes.
I mean, big time players went
They
down.
They got bailed out. Something crazy in that Spurs series.
Yes.
Facts.
Because the way that game was going, you
Yes.
knew what was going to happen.
Yes.
If Kawhi doesn't go down.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
We saw
But
it.
the Warriors been rolling. Don't get me wrong. Now, this leads me to my ultimate. Do y'all feel this is the greatest team we've seen in a championship?
No.
No.
Why not?
First of all, I don't think they have a killer instinct. Like all those players together, none of them have a killer instinct. Like I said before, when it comes down to
You don't think Durant do?
that's
Durant-
why he left
I think he
Oklahoma.
does this year. I think he's developing in it.
All right, but okay, you can say he's developing it, but
I mean,
that's why
every
he left
time he
OKC.
needed to put one down, he's doing it.
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
I will say this. It's easier to do that with a lead.
Yeah.
True.
It's easy to do that. That one he hit over Braun in Game 3 was clutch.
That
Yeah,
three-pointer.
and I feel like that was
Came
LeBron's
down and
fault.
shot.
That
It
was LeBron's
LeBron's
fault.
That's what I
was-
said.
Yeah.
But
But
you
that
can't
was
be that far behind.
That was
Yeah.
mental. I feel like that was mental fatigue. LeBron logs
Yeah.
a lot of minutes.
He
yo.
do.
And even he said the other day, it's stressful. Like this is stressful. You know what I'm saying? Because you're up against. Okay, let's do history. In the history of basketball and NBA finals, most teams have one, most times maybe two
All
bona fide superstars
True.
since the beginning of time.
True.
And take the Miami Heat. Everybody called that a super team. That was not a super team.
You just had two. great
That
players.
team was a traditional championship team. When you think about, let's go back. When you think about the Lakers, it was Magic, it was Kareem, it was James Worthy.
True.
Three-star
And
players.
They role players.
There was Jordan, there was Scotty, there was Rodman, there was Shaq, there was Kobe. Who would be considered their third? They didn't really have a third.
Let's say
they
Derek
had some
Fisher.
solid role players.
But they had super
had
solid role
Robert
players.
Horry off the
But I'm
bench.
just
They had
saying,
D. Fish.
overall, the Miami Heat was a traditional championship team. If you look at the old Boston Celtics with Larry Bird, that whole starting five is in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, they are.
The whole starting five.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You think about when Wilt played with Jerry West and Elgin Baylor.
Yeah, you
It's
making a solid point.
everybody. Somebody came on a post that I put on Facebook talking about, oh, LeBron would never live down going to make a super team. It wasn't a super team. They lost 2 NBA finals, or did
Right.
I dream
2
that?
and 4. Yep.
Yeah.
How are you a super team and you lost? We're going to find out. They made this Warriors team a super team, but are they? We don't know if they're a super team yet because they ain't won nothing.
So if they win, they consider the super team.
I consider them a super
No.
team if they win more than they're gonna
If
have
they
to
win
win
this year, they gotta go
multiple-
back-to-back
Yeah,
type
they
of
have to
deal.
win multiple. This, I'm telling you, ESPN, certain commentators on ESPN is destroying sports talk.
Go there, John. Go there.
You told me go there.
Go there.
Skip Bayless is horrible for sports talk.
Really?
Yes, I'm gonna tell you why.
He's a hater though.
He speaks from hate. He speaks from emotion.
Yeah, he do.
It's becoming too opinionated and not enough actual facts.
I agree with
But
you.
isn't
on
that what sports is? It's about because a lot of
But
when you go
but when
individuals,
you dismiss facts, then what are we doing? Really? When you totally dismiss facts, what are we doing? Case in point. Can I go there?
Go. Please go.
LeBron James ended this season 4th place of the MVP. That is ludicrous to me.
That's crazy.
Even with the season that Russell Westbrook had, it's ludicrous to me. The Cavaliers are 4-21 when LeBron don't play.
yeah, that's tough.
How much more valuable you need to be? Kawhi Leonard, as great as a player he
He can
is,
sit out.
they sat him down in certain games in the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
They sat him down. Everybody say, oh, somebody had the nerve to say to me, Kawhi Leonard is the closest thing
To
to
Jordan. I
Michael
seen
Jordan.
that. I seen it on your
How?
That
How?
don't that don't make sense.
That's what they said. I seen
How?
that. I don't know
that
who it was.
That don't make sense.
So I'm going on record because I said this is the last time I'm gonna discuss this, but I'm going on record on some things. ESPN sports. I ain't gonna even say ESPN, but sports talk is destroying sports. They're destroying sports talk because now when you talk to people about sports and players or whatever the case may be, people say some of the most outlandish things to the point where it's like, why are we even having this discussion? It don't even make sense. Somebody said to me the other day, forget the stats. Now, I gave him actual factuals. He said, I don't want to hear nothing about stats. I want to talk about what I see with my own eyes. I said, you do know your eyes lie, right? He said, no way my eyes lie. If I see it, that's what it is. I said, well, that's why the police ask you, or the police say in court, allegedly, because the mind make the eye sees what it want to see. For you to say that LeBron is not the best player of the last 10 years, your mind is lying to your eyes.
Yeah, that don't make
Or
sense.
your emotions.
Or your
Yeah.
emotions. This dude is dominating the league and has done it at a high level since the very start of his career. Let's not forget this boy came from high school. Now, it's this big argument going on between who's the greatest, LeBron or Michael Jordan. How you feel about it, son?
Now I want to let Rip go first.
Okay, Rip, go ahead.
Rip, go ahead and get your issue off.
I don't have nothing right now.
Okay, so since he don't have nothing,
Right
He
now.
don't have
since he don't have anything right now,
Let me
before
go ahead, son.
before I even start this, this is all my opinion because when you comparing a player, it's facts with stats, but it's really no fact to say, hey, I'm right or he's wrong.
Right.
Or it's really no
So
facts.
let me do this for you. Let
Okay.
me do this for you. Let's throw greatest of all time out the window for a second. And this is the reason why I'm saying that. LeBron is still writing. I think it's unfair right now to compare greatest of all time and he's still writing.
Oh.
But I'm going to say this, and I'm going to let you go. I feel LeBron is on par to become the greatest basketball player we've ever seen play.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, son.
Nah, Lo was about to say something.
When you give that explanation about not having him in the conversation because he's still writing, I can agree to that, but I won't say that he's on par. I think he's
Already
definitely-
there.
If he's not there, he's almost there. I think he's the greatest player of all time.
And
But
How much of Jordan did you see?
I mean, I saw late Jordan. So I
Jordan
didn't
what? How old were you in 1998?
8.
You was 8 years old.
Yeah.
that's tough.
Okay.
That's
How
tough.
old was you in 1998?
That's not
Whatever. It's like 14.
Okay, you was 14.
Yeah, about 14.
You knew a little bit about
Yeah,
basketball.
no, I seen all his championships beside the first
the second
three-peat.
three.
Yes,
Okay,
I
you
seen
saw
the
the second
three-peat.
three. All right.
Okay.
I seen I watched Jordan since 1985.
Hold on, wait. John, what?
I watched Jordan since 1985.
And you knew what you was watching?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying I knew as far as to
No,
be
not
like
him
this-
being the greatest. I'm just
No,
saying
yeah.
you knew
I
basketball.
knew basketball.
Okay,
I was
okay,
playing
okay.
basketball at 5.
I was like 1 year old. That's why I asked you that.
Oh yeah, I was playing basketball at 5. Well,
Okay.
probably 6. I started playing basketball.
All right.
But I've been blessed to see pretty much both their careers.
All right.
For 20 years now, Michael Jordan has been the GOAT to me. Now I wanna say this. Today, sometimes when I get in these debates, I feel like my parents. I remember when we was crowning Michael Jordan, and there was folk older than us
Saying
talking
Magic.
Bill Russell. They were talking Magic. They were talking Kareem. They was like, y'all crazy. Michael Jordan good, but he ain't. And I feel like
That's what
that's
we
come around again. I'm the old dude now saying, so-and-so good, but he ain't.
Mike Jordan.
He ain't. And I've been saying that for a long time. Now, a lot of people was ready to crown Kobe Bryant.
That's true.
Am I lying?
A lot of
Until he
people
couldn't
was,
get past the
that's
Suns
true.
by himself.
A lot of people was trying to crown Kobe Bryant as being the GOAT.
Because he emulated him.
He
studied
emulated him.
He looked. That's his idol.
Yeah, but my thing is, although Kobe Bryant said it's not, when Kobe Bryant was asked who was his idol, he did not name Michael Jordan.
Who did
And
he
I thought
say?
that was, I forget who it was, but it definitely wasn't, and you can look it up.
Yeah, I remember what you're
It
talking
definitely was not Michael
wasn't
Jordan,
Michael
and I
Jordan.
felt insulted.
Wow.
Because his whole game.
Yeah, his whole game is Mike
his
Jordan.
whole swag is
His
MJ.
modeled after.
His whole game is
He did
MJ.
not name MJ. Not he didn't even hint to MJ.
Maybe he met Jordan and didn't like him.
Yeah, that's probably.
I don't know.
A lot of people have
Right.
though.
He might have had a chameleon
I don't know what it
experience.
is, but he,
Don't like
but my point is, people was ready to crown Kobe before he finished writing. And I'm gonna say this, and we had a conversation in the past about rappers and young rappers coming up. I think us that lived that era of Jordan, we need to chill for a second.
Facts.
And I'm gonna say, and this is because now I understand where my parents was coming from. He was like, boy, you don't know what you know what I'm saying? Because every generation has somebody that dominates the situation, or sometimes it's multiple players. Right now, we have multiple players. I say all this to say, we felt like Jordan's era, the competition was better.
Okay.
Am I crazy for saying
No,
that?
you're not.
I don't feel that
We-
way though.
we-
But go
I'm
ahead.
crazy.
talking
You're not
about the
crazy
people
for
that
saying
lived it.
Oh, okay.
Rip, would you say that? We felt okay. Do we feel that this competition now is better than the competition of Jordans in them era?
Are we? See, this is what I want to ask.
Hold on, let me set it up.
Okay,
I'm
go ahead.
asking people
I
that
look at
seen
it-
it.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
I look at it both ways. I look at it like the competition is not as great, and I also look at it the way that they play the game was tougher back in Jordan time.
You okay?
Man.
Okay, that's cool.
I guess I'll let you go because I can't
That's
speak. on
that's a tricky question because I gotta agree with Rip.
Okay.
The NBA was different. Teams were staying together. You knew who the Pistons was going to be. You knew who the Celtics was going to be. You knew who the Lakers and the Knicks was going to be.
Aside from that,
Aside from that,
I'm saying competition on the floor. Do we feel the competition now is better or Jordan's era was better?
I'm trying to figure out how is Jordan.
I feel like in Jordan's era, defensively the teams was better, but I
that's
feel
what
like
I'm
in
gonna
this
say.
era, offensively the teams was better.
All right, but look,
Okay.
before you go low, by you saying that in Jordan era they didn't have to defend the three as much.
Why not?
No, because they wasn't shooting as many threes as people are now. This era. Back then it wasn't really
Well,
that
the
many
3-point.
threes.
Well, let me say this about the 3-point. The 3-pointer thing in the NBA has come to fruition within like the last 3 or 4 years. Prior to the Splash Brothers, it wasn't, nobody was jacking threes like they jacking now.
Oh no,
Unless
you got
you was-
Paul Pierce,
unless you was
Antoine
Antoine
Walker.
Walker and Paul
Right,
Pierce.
you tripping.
No.
Gilbert Arenas.
Gilbert Arenas.
But I'm
You
saying
tripping,
throughout the
dog.
league,
You're right. You're right though.
At the
I
rate,
agree with you.
At the rate
Yeah.
Golden State is, yeah.
I'm saying
Okay,
at
I
the
see what
rate
you're
the league
saying.
is
The
now,
rate.
period.
Everybody
Okay.
wants to be a 3-point
Everybody
shooter.
Everybody
It's
shoot.
copy
Right,
and
right.
paste.
Dwight
Joe
Howard, they
Jones.
just said Dwight Howard is
Said he
working
got
on his
the three.
3-pointer.
Big
He said he
men
changed
are
it.
shooting. Zach Randolph shoots threes.
And you know why? Because he feel if I don't learn how to shoot, I might not be in the league much longer.
Fact.
Because that's the way the league is going. But I say that for a reason. You know I always say stuff for a reason. I'm going on a limb and say Michael Jordan dominated his time for this reason, and it's a big reason. He at the time, he was the most athletic and had the quickest first step in the league.
I agree with that.
I say that to say Michael Jordan by himself was Russell, LeBron, Kawhi, Kevin, who else? Almost you name it. There are more Michael Jordans, I think, in the league now than there was when Michael Jordan was
I see
dominant.
what you're
That
saying.
actually makes sense. That makes sense. I see what you're saying.
Michael Jordan, there's a saying that we say when players are ahead of their time. That's what that means. Michael Jordan was ahead of his time, meaning Michael Jordan that we
definitely was.
watched and loved and crowned the GOAT could play in this league right now.
Michael Jordan came into NBA at a time where he helped transition the NBA. Right before Michael Jordan came in, it was all about the big man. It was about Kareem. It was about Wilt. It was about Robert Parrish in the middle. If
Yep.
you ain't had no dominant center, you wasn't winning nothing in the NBA.
Facts.
Until Michael Jordan came along, then things started to change.
Facts. Now, when Michael Jordan started dominating, it was when those players, a lot of those players that you naming,
retiring.
started falling off. Right?
The NBA started to change.
NBA started to change. This era that we're looking at now with basketball, to me, is product of what Michael Jordan did. Because what
definitely
happened was teams started, it's two things. Teams started saying, we need that type of player. And they started finding the Kobe Bryants, the Tracy McGrady's, the Grant Hills, the you name it. You know what I'm
AIs.
saying? Those type of players they wanted because Jordan was the model of greatness. You know what I'm saying? Like if you could get a play, all the talk everywhere was who would be the next Michael
That's why
Jordan.
They kept naming people. Oh, this could be the next.
This could be
Michael
the next
Jordan.
Michael Jordan because he became the poster child for the league. So, did Michael Jordan benefit from being ahead of his time? It doesn't take away from him being great, but did he slightly benefit being ahead of his
I don't
time?
look at it that way because I'm gonna say this. I remember when I was a kid, big Michael Jordan fan. My father was from North Carolina, loved Michael Jordan. And I remember I had this tape of Michael Jordan, the I Can Fly tape. I think that's what it was called. And I remember this. One of the situations in that tape was when Jordan first faced the Pistons and how they was whooping his ass. That off season, Michael Jordan, from the moment that season ended, Michael Jordan spent his entire summer in the weight room getting ready. I feel like he adjusted to everything that was brought to him.
Can I say something
Go
about
ahead.
that though?
Go ahead.
He did all that and still lost to them the next year. He did all that and lost to them the next year. He was in the gym, lost to them the next year. He got put out by
But
them
my
3
whole-
years in a
My
row.
whole point is what John
Oh,
was
okay.
saying. He was ahead of his time in certain situations, but he also had to adjust.
He had to develop
Yeah,
into,
he had
and that's
to-
what I say about
he had
Kobe.
to build himself up in certain instances to deal with the way that the game was playing.
So when he beat,
Or the teams
nah,
that
I'm
he was
cool, I'm
facing.
cool, nah, I'm cool.
He had to adjust to the teams that he was facing. He knew that he was going to be facing Detroit Pistons, the Knicks, and they was going to be beating him up. So what he do? He went in the weight room. So
And
it
he had
just
to get
wasn't-
better.
Yeah, he had to get better. He had to develop himself even more to adjust to the way that the game played. So I don't look at it as that he dominated because he was just ahead of his time or whatever. He had to make adjustments.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, and you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking what you're
Okay.
saying, but I'm saying once he got to, okay, so let me backtrack a little bit. Michael Jordan didn't come into the NBA till after his junior year of college. Let's start with that. Michael Jordan played for one of the top collegiate schools in America in North Carolina and played for one of the best coaches in college history, Dean Smith. I want to add that. Michael Jordan came in. So Michael Jordan didn't come in the league from high school. For one, he wasn't good enough coming out of high school.
Right.
Can we
That's
say
true,
that?
yeah.
That's
Okay.
true. That's true.
Now, Michael Jordan came to the Chicago Bulls. I'm a diehard Chicago Bulls fan. When Michael Jordan came to the Chicago Bulls, they had two players that was averaging 20 points a game. Woodridge, and I forget the other cat's name, but you can look it up. But it was two players on the Chicago Bulls team that was averaging 20 points a game. Michael Jordan came into the league as a rookie with two players that averaged 20 points a game. Y'all heard what I said. Michael Jordan first trips to the playoffs, we were swept.
Yep. 3 straight years.
We didn't make it past the first round. Swept.
3 straight.
After we got past the first rounds, we finally conquered that.
Pistons.
We ran into the Pistons. It wasn't until 8 years into the league, 8 years into Michael Jordan's career, where he reached his first championship. Before then, Bird and the crew, Isaiah and the crew, Magic and the crew, they were the thing. It wasn't until Michael Jordan came into LA, they lost that first game. They won every game after that first game and never looked back.
Yep.
That's the story of Michael Jordan. But coming into the league, now don't get me wrong, Michael Jordan was good out the gate. He was good out the gate. But he wasn't dominating nothing. Going back to what Rip said, he became dominant.
He developed.
Okay. I say that to say, and we label him the GOAT.
Yes, we do.
Most times when I hear sportcasters talk about why Michael Jordan is the GOAT, they bring up this one thing.
6 rings.
6-0 in the championship.
hate that.
Let me finish. Whenever somebody brings up Michael Jordan being the GOAT, they always go to 6-0 in the championship when you talk about comparing him to LeBron James. The reason why they go to 6-0 in the championship, I'm going to say it because none of y'all out there in social media world going to say it. They go to the 6-0 championships because they're running out of things to go to.
Yep.
Facts. Hey, that's a fact.
I'm a Chicago Bulls fan to this day. I had a 6-foot life-size poster in my bedroom of Michael Jordan. When I played basketball, I tried to shoot like Michael Jordan. Right. I tried to walk like Michael Jordan. You couldn't say one bad thing to me about Michael Jordan. For the last 20 years, Michael Jordan to me has sat on the throne as the greatest basketball player ever. Things are changing, people. 6-0 in the championship is not a big enough excuse to say that Michael Jordan is better than LeBron James. Let me tell you why. Championships are won by teams, not individuals.
Yep.
That's true.
I get so sick and tired of people going to championships when you're talking about a single player in a team sport. When you're talking about the greatest player, you got to put team stuff aside and talk about an individual player. We didn't say, is the Chicago Bulls the greatest team? Then by far, that's a whole different conversation. We're talking about player, individual. Now, we just talked about Michael Jordan coming to the league and taking 8 years to go to a championship. LeBron James came into the league out of high school, carried a team of pool balls to the NBA championship. Yes, they got swept. Let's look at the team they got swept by. Let's look at the team they got swept by, okay? How many players on that Spurs team will go in the Hall of Fame?
Young. Tim Duncan,
Starting
Ginobili,
5?
Tony
At least 3.
Parker.
Oh, starting 5?
What are they,
There's
Littles?
3, right? That's Duncan,
Duncan,
Parker,
Parker.
Ginobili.
and Ginobili, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was David Robinson on that team?
Nah.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't.
Was
He
Avery
wasn't.
Johnson on that team? Let's look it up. Pull
That's
it
when
up.
they played
Rip.
that's when they played the Pistons.
What year was that?
Pull it. That was
2000. Was it
2007,
Seven? Yeah.
I believe.
That
Pull it
might
up.
have been David Robinson's last year.
Nah, David Robinson last year was when they played the Pistons, I think.
So they won
did they go
back-to-back.
back to back. You're right. They did go back to back.
Okay.
I don't think David
Did they?
Robinson was
I'm
on that
asking.
team. Though.
Okay.
I'm asking.
Okay.
There's a reason I'm asking.
Okay.
I'm pulling up the roster.
What you about to say? The Hall of Fame was on the team?
Because what I'm saying is we if we're gonna debate it, we need to really debate it. Okay.
No David Robinson.
Okay. Who was on the team?
Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, Ginobili, Bruce Bowen,
Bruce Bowen.
Hall of Famer.
Michael Finley, Brent Berry, Robert Ory, Jock Vaughn, and Bino
shot, Bob.
Udridge.
Brent Berry and Robert Ory are Hall of Famers.
Now, off the
also.
top of your
I
head,
think
who
so.
was on that Cleveland team besides LeBron?
I got the roster.
Very
Delonte West.
LeBron, Drew Gooden, Daniel Booby Gibson,
Booby Gibson.
And that was
Sasha
his second
Pavlovich, whatever his name is, Zydrunas Ilgauskas, Varejao, Damon Jones, Danielle Marshall, Eric Snow, Larry Hughes, Shannon Brown, Ira Newble, and Scott Pollard.
That's
Okay.
pathetic.
4 years in
That's
the
it.
league.
I thought it was 5.
It was
Four.
four.
It was the
It was
fourth?
his
Okay.
4th year in the league.
He went to the final.
He didn't go to a top collegiate school.
He
College.
No, he go to no college.
He didn't go to no college. He didn't play for one of the best college coaches of all time. Okay? When Michael Jordan won his first championship, he was coached by a coach that ended up winning 11 rings.
That's great.
You can't name no coach LeBron's had besides Mike Brown, because that's the last one we know before this championship.
I can't because I'm a Miami Heat fan.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Oh,
Eric
Eric.
No,
Spoelstra.
I'm talking about in Cleveland.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, I'm talking about in
Still
Cleveland.
shout out
I
to
ain't-
Eric Spoelstra,
We haven't even got to Miami yet. I'm talking about in Cleveland. All right. So he carried a team to nobody. 4 years in the league. Now I just told you, Michael Jordan was getting swept. Swept, sent home. It wasn't really until Scottie Pippen came and they became serious contenders because
Facts.
now he had some help.
Facts.
This notion that LeBron, for some reason, LeBron is the only player ever that's supposed to win championships with
By
no
itself.
help.
Yes.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
By itself.
Yeah, that don't make no sense.
LeBron James is the only player that could go out on the floor and do everything. It stopped. Don't worry about it. I'm still recording. LeBron James is the only player that can go out on the floor, do everything possible to win,
And
and
he's
they'll
still
say,
talking about-
see, he ain't good. But he had 40 points. He had 15 rebounds. He had 12 assists. He had 4 blocks, 6 steals. Like,
That's
this,
a
let's
fact.
use this championship as an example.
He's averaging a triple-double.
He's averaging a triple-double, right? Playing a team that 3 players score 30 points.
Yes.
That's crazy.
But he ain't
That
great.
is crazy.
Now, let's think about this for a second. Out of all the teams that Jordan has played in the championship, how many of them had multiple Hall of Famers on? It's not.
Utah,
2.
2.
Utah
Karl
had
Malone
2.
and John Stark.
Hold on. Maybe 3.
What?
It was 3. I'm saying it was 3.
The Lakers team, right?
The Lakers team had 3.
Okay.
Okay. Then you got
the
Utah.
Jazz,
The Jazz had 2.
What about
the Blazers, right?
The
Suns?
Blazers had 1.
That was Clyde. Was that Clyde?
Clyde.
Clyde.
And what about the Suns? They had
The
Barkley.
Suns had 1. That was Barkley.
Dan Molly ain't a Hall of Famer.
1.
Sonics
Barkley.
Sonics had 1 because
Gary
Gary
Payton.
Payton.
Sean Kemp ain't gonna make the Hall of Fame.
Hell no. So Lakers had 3, but they were on the end of their range.
They was on the back end.
They were on the
Back
end.
end.
They were
They on
on.
the
They
back
were
end.
at retire level. Clyde and them had 1, which was Clyde Drexler. They were on the back end of
was
their
older.
careers.
Yeah.
They were older. The Sonics came. They had 1, Gary Payton. You couldn't name nobody else on that team outside of Kemp off the top of your head.
Sure.
Deadlift
Sure.
Shrimp.
Oh,
Deadlift
yeah.
Shrimp.
And
I
that's,
like
and that's
him,
because
though.
of his name.
I liked him though.
And then after that, they played the Jazz twice. You know who checked Michael Jordan in the Jazz series?
Brian Russell.
And Jeff Hornacek.
That's not saying a whole lot. Yeah.
None of this I'm saying is to take away from Michael Jordan.
Nah, these
Right.
is
You're
facts.
just trying to give.
What I'm saying is, let's stop acting ignorant about LeBron.
Let's put it all in the proper context.
Let's put it in its proper context. LeBron faced Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, and James Harden.
They was young.
They was young,
They
but
was
they
young.
were together.
Yeah, they
3
was.
potential MVPs on the same team.
And they were
young.
and they were playing in the championship, so let's not act like they were sorry.
Nah.
And they won the
were
first
good.
game.
They were good that
and
year.
should have won the second game.
Let's not act like they were sorry. We keep saying they was young, but they was playing in the championship.
True.
We saying they was young. We're not talking about them getting swept in the first round. They were in the NBA finals.
Didn't they beat the Spurs to get there?
They beat the
With-
Spurs
with
to
Tim
get
Duncan?
there with Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
All right. Then he put in his 7 trips, he's played the Spurs 3 times.
Yeah, Spurs
Yes.
always hanging
And that's a
around.
dynasty.
And Spurs is going to go down as a dynasty.
They're a dynasty.
Then the other teams he played was who? Dallas. The only championship I felt the Heat most
won.
definitely should have won
Was Dallas.
Mavericks.
Dallas Mavericks.
That's definitely his fault.
And it's definitely his fault.
he
I
know
put
it.
blame on Wade and him. It was a real turning point in one of the games. One of them
That
hit a
one where
step-
they celebrated
Yeah,
early.
One of them somebody hit a step back 3. I'm not sure if it was Wade or LeBron, but they were together. They were right in front of Dallas bench, and they were stunting like, we got this series. It's
I
over.
Exactly.
vaguely remember that.
And Dallas
And
came
what
back
happened?
and
They came
whooped
back and
they
whooped our
butt.
ass.
Yep. Facts.
Wasn't they up 2-0? Was
I
Miami
don't
up 2-0?
recall. And that was the year that LeBron and them were playing the villain role, and he was like not the good guy. He didn't change until they lost.
Yep.
Right.
But he came back with a vengeance the next
Yep.
year.
Now, this year, many people saying LeBron is going on the dive of his career, right? This year, LeBron has averaged 25 plus or more for 13 years straight. The longest that has happened has been 11 years. Michael Jordan and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. No other player has gone more than 11 years averaging 25 points a game.
That's good company to be in.
LeBron is 25, 8-8, shooting at 50%.
His career?
No, right now.
Oh, okay. That's still
This
crazy.
is 13th year in the league. He's shooting 25, 8-8. He's scoring 25 points a game, 8-8, and shooting at 50%. His 13th year in the... I just told you, nobody has done it past 11.
Mm-hmm.
He's in his 13th year. To me, LeBron plays better and look like he's getting better now.
That's what I said.
That's why I keep saying we got to hold up on LeBron. This dude is still writing.
He still got some more years
LeBron
left,
can mess around and be in the championship every year until he retires.
That's
I
a
had this
fact.
I had this conversation.
If he wins 2 more championships and retires in the next 5 years, that would give him 5 rings, 10 appearances.
That's
Everybody keeps talking about the
Him
championships that he lose, but I'm like, y'all do know he still play basketball, right?
Can I say something about the champion?
Go ahead.
Them talking about him losing the championship.
Go ahead.
I don't know if everybody know who the logo is, which is Dre West. He lost 7 championships in a row. He's
I
the
didn't
logo.
know that. I ain't know that.
He lost 7
didn't know
championships in a row, and he's the logo.
You know who else
That's
lost
crazy.
championships? Wilt Chamberlain. And Wilt Chamberlain, the story is Wilt Chamberlain went to LA because he kept losing championships.
I didn't know that.
LeBron numbers are better now than they ever were when he was in Miami.
They saying now he's having the time of his like that best career stats wise right now.
I'm telling y'all, nobody has ever threatened the GOAT, Michael Jordan, until now.
Hey John, out of all the stuff you just told us, what's your argument on who's better, LeBron or Jordan?
I'm saying Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. But finally, somebody's knocking at the door, and it's LeBron James.
It's just like the J verse. If I'm not better than Big, then I'm the closest one.
He's the closest one.
I don't think they should be compared because you can't compare those. By looking at them, you shouldn't be able to compare those.
It's a bad comparison.
It's a bigger, stronger,
they two
faster
different
thing
type of
with
basketball
nowadays
players.
any day.
I'm
Anyway.
glad you said that because that takes me to my next segment. All the things that people say about LeBron to be a negative thing, it shows how great he really is.
That's a fact.
Let me tell you why.
I know what you're about to say.
They say, oh, LeBron is supposed to go to the basket
shoot
and
on
score
3
every
people.
time.
Yeah.
And I'm saying being in the NBA is about being big, fast, and strong. How is him being big, fast, and strong a bad thing? Nobody is going out looking for the next small guy to take over the league. You need big, you need fast, you need strong. How is that a bad thing?
It's not.
But whenever we're arguing sports and about LeBron, and I bring up the fact that he scores like he does, and he's shooting at a high percentage, well, he should.
He's 6'8", 310, like how many
But
pounds
nobody
is
ever
it?
said that about Shaquille O'Neal, and Shaquille O'Neal was the biggest thing we ever seen, and athletic. Nobody said, oh, well, Shaq he's big, he's supposed to do it. Definitely not no Lakers fans.
But don't you think he should have been more dominant?
Who?
When you look at Shaq's past career, don't you think he should have done more?
How many rings
He
he
got
got?
4 rings.
But don't you, being his size and the way he played, you don't think he should have done more with his body type and the way he dominated?
What more did you want him to do?
But somebody got to
He
give him
should-
the ball.
He should have
Littles.
won more rings if you think about it.
Somebody got to give him the ball.
If you put him anywhere, any era, he dominates at that position because
I'm-
nobody's ever seen anything like him.
I'm
He should have won more.
I mean, he faced injuries towards the last years of his career.
And he was just ring chasing then.
I mean, but he wasn't even getting on the floor. But my thing with champions, the saying used to be once a champion, always a champion. And if you could do it more than once, then that's great. But now all of a sudden, unless you get 6 rings, you can't be considered anything. But Bill Russell walking around with 11, Robert Horry walking around with 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why? My question is, why rules only apply when it comes to Michael Jordan?
I'm really confused right now.
I feel
John.
like I feel like Michael Jordan's
What you
rings
confused
are.
about?
I'm gonna let Littles go.
I'm speaking to the naysayers.
Yeah, no, I'm okay.
I just feel like Michael Jordan's rings are held higher because of the quality opponents he played.
But-
But I don't really respect the Bill Russell rings because look at who he was playing against. The Wilt. I feel like if you bring Wilt and Bill Russell now, if they played against Hakeem, they getting dominated. In my opinion, I will always say
That's
to the day I die,
crazy
Hakeem
to
is the
say.
most skilled big man that's ever been in the league. He would school them.
I agree, but
But you see how big
in
they
the
are?
same
No,
in the same token of what you just said, can we say it goes back to my early thing? Can we say the competition now in the championships is more,
I feel like it's better than it was back then. The competition
but not better than Jordan's era?
No, I feel like Jordan. You gotta think.
I feel like
the type of the game is totally different.
We talking about
It's-
NBA finals though.
I'm
Let's
talking
just talk
about-
about
I'm
the
talking about
finals.
finals
We're not talking about him
teams.
getting there. We
Oh,
talking
you
about the
mean,
final
okay,
teams he
their
played.
finals team. Okay, yeah, I feel like the Spurs team that LeBron and them played were better.
Yeah.
And the Warriors team.
Yeah,
And the
this
Warriors team.
team is, yeah.
So
They was better than the Utah Jazz.
Yes, by far.
they will cook the
They
Jazz.
will kill the Jazz.
I just feel like
They will.
That 97 Jazz.
They
team,
will-
man.
They will kill Jazz.
I just feel like the
I'm
team
sorry,
Case
I'm
in
loud.
point.
physical.
Case in point. The
You telling me the 97 Jazz or that
Both
Lakers
of 'em.
team was better than the Warriors was better than them?
Yes.
I think so too. Dog.
Okay,
You
Rip.
tripping.
Let me give you some.
With Magic Johnson, I don't care how old
No, we're
Magic
not talking about the
Johnson
young
was.
one. We not talking about. We talking
No,
about the
I'm
old
talking about-
Lakers.
Hey,
I'm talking about
that's
the-
what you telling me.
I'm talking about the Lakers Jordan. I'm talking about the Lakers Jordan beat.
Yeah, you telling me.
They will
that-
cook them. They will cook them.
That's all.
Talk in it. He was saying.
Yeah, I'm talking.
That's
They will.
crazy.
Cook, they will cook
I
them.
think they
I
cook
don't
them.
agree with that.
I think they.
Listen, you brought up the Jazz.
You talking about
hold
a team? The Jazz was a team.
Listen.
John Stockton.
Listen.
Who called Malone gonna check? All right, who is John Stockton gonna check? John Stockton. Yeah, who he gonna check?
Who is Jeff Hornacek gonna check?
But they was a classic basketball team, like how the Spurs.
All
were.
right, let me give you some facts real quick. The leading scorer of the Utah Jazz in the both championships was Karl Malone. You know how much he? Hold on. You know how much he averaged? 25 points a game.
But Karl Malone was the MVP that year, '97.
Listen.
that first finals year.
Listen. He averaged 25 points a game. The second highest scorer on the team averaged 14 points a game. The Warriors have 3 Bammers that's averaging 25 points a game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
3.
I don't agree because that was a classic team.
We'll never know
Just
it.
like
but
this opinionated.
It's
It's all
opinionated.
opinion.
It's all opinionated. I'm saying Warriors will cook that Jazz team.
I
But
think
we,
so, too.
We talking about just the finals, but I feel like that doesn't justify anything when you look at
Thank you.
the way that the East back then was the way the West was.
say what
back
you
then.
said. Say what you said first. The finals don't justify anything, right?
Yeah.
So why
But
do we keep
bring up
going to
rings.
finals when we talk about Michael Jordan?
Yeah, we bring up rings.
Hey,
You just
hey,
made
I-
my point.
I agree
Why
with
we
that.
keep bringing up
Yeah.
rings?
It shouldn't just be about the finals.
Thank you. So with that being said, how is it hypocrisy to say LeBron James could possibly be the greatest player of all time?
Can I say why I think LeBron is the best player of
Sure.
all time, in my opinion? Go
Sure.
for it. Only reason
That's
I
why
say
we
this is
here.
because
Sure.
if I was a general manager and you gave me Michael Jordan and
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James, and I got to start a team with one of these 2, I would go with LeBron James only because he can do everything. He make people around him better. Like he
Yes.
make bums better.
Yes.
I would rather play with LeBron James than Michael Jordan because I feel like Michael Jordan wouldn't trust me at the 3-point line.
He doesn't
And-
trust many people.
My point. So this is why me personally, I'm taking it as since I like to play.
So you're basically saying
basketball,
LeBron's a better teammate.
that also.
Yeah.
Because if I'm playing basketball, I want to play with LeBron because guess what? If he drives to the rack, 3 people get on him, he gonna kick it to me. No matter how many times I miss it, he gonna kick it to me. I'm gonna make some of them. Michael Jordan, he missed the last one.
You want to know why you're going? You want to know why you're going to kick it to you?
Why?
What's his natural position? What do you play in high school? He's a point guard.
Thank you, Littles.
I hear that. Yes, that's
Thank you, Littles.
Of course, you're going to get the. That's why I say he should not be compared to Jordan. He should be compared to Magic.
I say, and I just came up with this in the matter of the last couple of weeks of me putting all this together. LeBron is Magic and Scottie Pippen.
He's a bigger, stronger, faster, more athletic version of both of them.
Yeah. LeBron is Magic Johnson and Scottie Pippen. And I tell people all the time, you're saying Michael Jordan is the greatest because LeBron don't win the way Jordan won. I get it. Jordan was a dog. He had the eye of the tiger. If he wanted to take over a game, he gonna take over a game. But the thing about LeBron can beat you different ways. He can take over a game, or he can get his players involved and beat you. LeBron is the two-headed monster. Stop looking for LeBron to play like Michael Jordan. It's never going to happen. He's not going to look like Michael Jordan, but he will kill you just the same.
Right.
For giggles, shits and giggles. Did you see the drink when they was like LeBron had passed Michael Jordan, and I think it was Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
He had his snap on. He was like, "Yeah, this guy awesome. He passed Michael Jordan on points wise."
Mm-hmm.
And LeBron said, "Shit, all I do is pass anyway." Nobody seen that?
No, I haven't seen
Oh,
it.
y'all gotta look that shit up. Look
But
it
I
up.
remind
He
people
said,
all the
I do is pass
time.
anyway.
I remind people all the time. Michael Jordan came in the league as a shooting guard. His job was to shoot. LeBron was drafted as a point guard. The Cavs wanted him because he was a great point guard.
That's true.
He was just huge.
He was huge, but he was drafted as a point guard. And I said this to somebody the other day. They argued me down. I'm like, he don't have that killer. If the game on the line, he don't think shoot first. I'm like, he'll never think shoot first
Yeah,
because
you're
he's a
supposed to.
point guard.
You're supposed to make the basketball decision. The best basketball decision.
And the reason
that's what I
why
like.
he's deadly is because he can not only beat you scoring, he's going to have the assists, he's going to get rebounds, he's going to play defense, he's going to make the people around him better. He's an unstoppable force. Now, to the championship argument, championship is about who you play against and who you playing with. That don't take away, when he losing the championship, it doesn't take away from his greatness.
Nah, it don't. I mean, if you don't like LeBron James,
Just say it.
you just don't like
Exactly.
LeBron James.
That's all.
I don't like LeBron James.
And that's
You
fine.
lying, boy.
It's not
I don't
based
like him.
off his basketball resume.
That's my point.
You can't argue that. You just say I don't like LeBron James.
I don't like LeBron
That's-
James.
and leave it at that.
That's fine. But what I want people to do is just say, I don't like him.
I don't.
Just like they used to say about Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was busting everybody's tail, and it was people that could not stand Michael Jordan. They used to say that the refs made special rules for Michael Jordan. Oh, I hate when we play the Bulls. You can't touch Michael Jordan without them calling a foul. That's what they used to say. But now they love his last week draws. That's why I said on the last podcast, LeBron is not going to get his just due until he retires.
Until he's done.
But until then, he is busting tail. He is the closest thing to Michael Jordan. And this is the last time I'm going to talk about this.
Before we go,
Go ahead.
let's give our Game 5 picks.
Go ahead. Who you got?
I got Cavs winning by 3.
I got the Cavs winning.
I'm hoping the Cavs win.
I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Cavs just because I wanted to be interesting.
Okay, y'all are all lying to yourself.
Nah,
I said I'm hoping.
Y'all said
to
hope.
be interesting.
The Warriors are gonna win mostly because I got like 10 drafts in my Twitter. I'm trying to unleash these drafts, so I wanted to unleash them for the sweep.
how many points?
They're gonna lose by double digits.
Damn.
They're gonna beat the Cavs by double digits. They're in Oakland. Fans gonna be riled up. It's over.
Didn't this happen last year though? I don't understand why you.
They
count
did go
them.
back to Oakland
Back to back, though.
3-1.
It's not gonna happen. They say lightning never strikes twice in the same place. It's not gonna happen again.
Well,
It's not gonna happen.
Let me tell
And
you
I'm
something.
not saying that because I hate LeBron.
If Cleveland come back and end up winning this series, can't nobody ever say nothing bad about LeBron again. That's all I got to say.
Let me tell you.
it's a team thing though, like
Scott-
you said. Though.
I mean,
That's all I got to
honestly,
say.
as a big Jordan fan, and I don't hate LeBron. I'm not a huge fan of LeBron.
Right.
I appreciate his game.
Right.
But I would have to say LeBron is the greatest player ever if he comes back and beats.
They ain't coming back though. I don't think they coming back. I just
Listen.
got them winning Game 5.
If they come back and win this, I already got my narrative together. And my narrative is going to be, and I'm going to give you all a sneak preview. If LeBron and the Cavs come back and win this series, my narrative is going to be he's so great. He let the Warriors go up by 3
Facts.
Wow.
Hey.
just to come back and
Wow.
beat them, just to prove to
That's
y'all
tough.
how
That-
good
that-
he
that-
is.
that's-
So y'all better hope.
Hey, y'all,
He
that
don't
better
win.
happen.
I think it's amazing. It'd be amazing if they even force a game 7. If they do that, that's saying a lot.
If they force a game 7, it's gonna be real interesting.
If they force a game 7, that's scary.
But let me say this: it's all predicated on what that bench do. If Cavs
True.
bench get on the floor and keep the juice going, because I'm gonna tell you what Cavs gonna try to do. This is what Cavs better do. They got to do like they did Game 4: jump out early, jump on their backs
And make them,
early.
make them have to climb.
But it's gonna come down to how the bench do. If the bench come in and attack like they attack, Cavs gonna be in a good space. But if the bench go to sleep like they known to do, it's gonna be Warriors. It's gonna be Warriors. It's the You and You podcast. I got my rant out. I'm not don't debate me. Don't ask me.
This is disclaimer.
If you want to hear my views on LeBron James versus Michael Jordan, you have to watch the You and You podcast on You and
Episode
You
6.
Radio,
Yes,
episode 6, part 2. I'm done. Don't come on my Facebook. I'm not responding. I'm not responding on YouTube. I'm not responding on anything. Y'all give y'all opinions all day, every day. This is mine. I'm done. I'm retiring. I'm exhausted. I'm leaving the game. It's the You and You podcast. We are out of here.
Peace.
Peace.
Next time.